Welcome to the first of a 4-part tutorial on Parts Watch Customer Pricing Plan Setup. We'll start with a brief introduction to the Pricing Plan Setup screen, and then move into setup types and modes. Pricing plans are used to determine how much to discount or mark up the customer's base sale level in order to calculate the actual amount that the customer will be charged at point of sale. It is also optionally used to determine the amount to charge for core, the amount to display for list price, and if you'd like cost to be based off the sell price, that can be set up also. The Price Plan Setup screen is opened by selecting the Customer, Accounts, Account Pricing, Price Plan Setup menu. We'll define a few terms used in pricing setups that will make understanding the rest of the lessons clearer. We'll go into all of these things in greater detail later, but for now, we just want you to be familiar with them. Across the top of the screen are the Mode tabs. Modes are used to define not only the pricing setup, but who will be able to take advantage of them. The Account mode is used to assign pricing setups to a single account. The Model mode is used to set certain pricing fields once, and then to identify any number of accounts that will be priced just like the model. So changing certain settings for the model also changes them for the account, using the model. The Group mode is used to assign accounts to groups that will be getting the same pricing. The Master mode is used to assign pricing to all accounts in a store, and the Enterprise mode is used to assign pricing to all accounts in all stores in the enterprise. The important thing to remember about modes is that they're used to set up different pricing for different customers, groups of customers, and all customers. Each mode can have setup types that are used to indicate the type of pricing that will be set up. Contract pricing overrides any other pricing, and even if another setup has better pricing, the contract price will still be used. So if you have a customer that always gets the same pricing, then set up contract pricing for those customers. Even though all pricing setup types can be enabled for a date range, Sale date was designed to be used as the special limited time sale pricing and is the one used for promotional pricing. And if promotional pricing is set up, the ability to base cost and core cost off the promo price is optionally available. We'll talk about promo pricing and cost setup here so that you'll better understand the sale date setup type. Any setup under the setup type of sale date with the calc type of cell qualifies as promo pricing. If promo pricing is used at point of sale, a pop-up will display to inform the customer of the promo versus regular pricing. You don't have to close the pop-up since the system will close it automatically when enter or escape is hit. If the part is sold with the promo price, a P will display in the info field in the body of the invoice, and the part row will display in green. Recall the part to redisplay the pop-up. A promo message on invoice slip flag on the invoice options screen per store determines whether or not promo pricing will print on the invoice. When promotions are run, the store might have acquired the parts at a cheaper cost, which in turn will be passed along to the customer. To ensure that parts sold as a promotion are also costed at the promo cost, choosing P cost for part cost and C cost for core cost, setups can be enabled based on a price level or on the sell price. And even though cost setups are not limited to promo pricing, this is just a good example of why you might want to set up cost calculation. We'll get into the actual setup later. Okay, back to the other setup types. Manufacturer is used for all other setups that are not contract or promo sale date setups. In the search hierarchy without best price, manufacturer is the last setup type to be searched by point of sale, but we'll talk more about that later. Quantity breaks are used to give the customer the choice to buy a greater quantity to get a better price. For example, if a quart of oil sells for $3, but the customer can save by buying 5 quarts at $2.50 each, then the setup might resemble this. And if the customer could save even more by buying a case, then a separate quantity break can be set up for each saving thereby giving the customer the choice. The system will show the calculated sell price of point of sale. However, if quantity breaks are set up, the system will always display them in the pop-up. The contract, sale date, and manufacturer setups are used to calculate the customer's pricing. However, quantity breaks display in order to inform the customer about a potential saving. And if promo pricing is used and a quantity break exists, both will display in the pop-up. If the part is sold with a quantity break, a Q will display in the info field at point of sale, and the sell line will display in green. Even though pricing setups are optional for any and all modes, there is a dependency between the account mode and all other modes if setups are created. In the account mode, the account lookup field is used to select the account that the setups will apply to. The account number and account code display for information. All pricing setups entered in the account mode are for the displayed account only. The Assign to Model field is used to select the model that the customer will be modeled after. If the field is blank, the account will use its own settings. The Model feature allows a group of accounts to be priced exactly the same by pointing them to the same model, so changing the model also changes the accounts. Click the Model tab and the Set Up Model button to add and delete models. The notes are for information only. Then, after creating the models, set up the model settings that will be used for accounts assigned to the models. If the account is assigned to a model and the model overrides account settings flag is checked, then the model settings from the model are displayed in the account settings in the account mode and are used as the pricing rules at point of sale. The account's account settings will be grayed out and not available for edit in the account mode and can only be edited in the model mode. If the flag is unchecked, then the account settings will display and be used. We'll stop here and pick up again in the Customer Pricing Plan Setup in Part 2, where we'll continue to discuss the pricing modes. And be sure to watch all 4 videos on pricing setup before calling customer support if you have any questions.